We appreciate you being here this evening as well. At this time, I'd like to call down our candidates for Sandusky County Commissioner. Those appearing on your ballot will be Curtis A. Poole, Richard J. Farmer II, Timothy D. Newman, and Paul K. Lotus. Those that are present want to come down and have a seat on the stage. And I've just randomized these names here for you to come up. We'll start with 3-minute opening remarks. Curtis, you're first.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you to the Chamber for hosting this event. I'm Kurt Cool, or Curtis Cool. It's one of those names that if you say it on the phone, Curtis sounds like Chris, and Kurt sounds like Kirk. So, Kurt Cool, and I'm running for Sandusky County Commissioner. And a little bit of my history. In 2007, as a proud Eagle Scout, I joined the Ohio Army National Guard as a military policeman and served honorably for 5 years. During that time, I was able to acquire a bachelor's degree in atmospheric sciences and climatology from The Ohio State University, and also an associate's in business administration from the Ohio Business College in Sandusky. After the Guard, like many Sandusky County citizens, I worked blue-collar jobs from manual labor, factory work, retail, and now as a CDL truck driver. My wife, Melissa, is a social worker in Fremont. Her and I live in the countryside between Helena and Fremont, and I've lived in both the cities and the country over the years, giving me a great perspective of how to properly address the needs of Sandusky County as a whole. One main reason that I chose to run for this position is because far too many people know so little about our local government. Most people don't know there is a board of 3 commissioners in our county, thinking there was only one, let alone what their powers are to make the average citizen's life better. One commitment of my campaign is clarity for that average citizen. Some of the most frustrating times during my service and on the job is not knowing what the leadership is up to. What are they doing to make my existence better? Well, in this case, the leadership is using my money, and I don't know what they're doing with it, and they don't make it easy to find out. The monolithic leadership in this county has consistently let down their citizens by making information hard to attain. Here are some ways that we can fix that situation. We need to move commissioner meetings to a time that most full-time workers can attend. Having commissioner meetings at 8 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays doesn't make any sense for the average working person. At the very least, we can move some of these meetings to an afternoon evening slot, making it much more accessible. And what about people who can't make it to those meetings in person? Well, I will work to have recordings available online for those persons. I've seen other government bodies in this county live stream and or record their sessions on the internet. Why not the commissioners? I will work to make the Commissioner's Corner, their version of a newsletter, more consistent and easily accessible as an information source. And the county website desperately needs an update. It's stuck in the 2000s. The people need to know what their government is doing. And if I'm elected, they will not have to jump through so many hoops to find out. An informed population helps society grow and prosper and is one of the most important aspects of our government.
30 seconds.
And I was right at the end, so thank you for coming tonight and thank you for your support.
Richard?
Well, thank you all for coming. Thank you to the Chamber for putting on this event. I started my campaign with sending emails to every elected official, township trustee, city official, mayors, and so on. And then I followed those up with what I call the tour. Went out, met with almost every elected official, several township trustees, the city auditor, so on and so forth. Throughout those meetings and all of that, I was able to gather a lot of wealth of information. I have currently in what was provided to me with a simple email ask, I have the budget from 2022 to 2026, actual spend, full budgets, not only for Sandusky County, but I have it for Seneca and Huron County that I've used as comparisons for my data gathering. Throughout that process, I have found that there's a lot of holes in our system that are going to be fairly easy to fix. They're going to take time. As Dave mentioned, you can't eat an elephant in a bite, but it's not that difficult, I don't believe. I think we'll be able to handle it pretty reasonably, pretty efficiently. Basically, we just need to get to common sense government, common sense money management, and common sense goals for our community, and the rest of it will take care of itself. Thank you.
Thank you. Timothy?
I'm Tim, and over the past months, I've had the privilege of meeting several kinds of people across Sandusky County, and I've heard the pretty much the same message over and over again. A lot of it is property taxes. The middle class is actually being destroyed. And why are so many people leaving Sandusky County? And we've actually had 1,000 people leave within the past 10 years. And one other thing is that nobody feels like they're being told the truth about where their money is going, just like with what you said. I didn't run for commissioner because I needed a title. I'm running because I watched the citizens of this county being taxed in the corners that they cannot get out. And I ran because too many residents, they feel like the government decisions are happening to them instead of with them. Some people, they're actually waiting for government to fix everything, but real change has never started at the top. It all starts with the people. It starts locally, and it starts with unity in the community. And along this journey, I have learned something very important, is that most voters, they truly don't really know their candidates. Not because they don't care, not because the information isn't clear, simply the process isn't transparent, and neither are a lot of the conversations. And I've also learned that many residents are frustrated about the rising property taxes, while a lot of the officials are saying, hey, everything is just fine. And this disconnect is real, and it's hurting a lot of trust. If I'm elected, my first priority is simple. Open the books. Not the polished version, but the real ones. Line by line, dollar for dollar. Because if the public is paying the bill, don't you think you have the right to see the receipts? Second, I believe that our seniors should be protected from any unnecessary tax burdens because they're the ones that built this county, and they shouldn't be punished for staying in their homes. And third, I want to strengthen the communities, not by adding more layers of government, but by giving people the information and the tools that they need to make decisions together, because a strong community is built from the bottom up, not the top down. I'm not here to promise magic solutions. I'm here to restore something more important. That's accountability, clarity, and unity. Because you see, whenever a community stands together, it becomes impossible to ignore. It becomes impossible to divide, and very impossible to stop.
3 seconds.
If you want a county commissioner who's going to fight for transparency, who's going to listen before acting, who believes that the people, not the system, are the engines of this county's future, then I would be very honored to earn your support. Thank you very much.
We'll invite Curtis back up for 2 minutes to answer a question.
Kurt, what specific actions can a county take to make it easier to start, grow, and sustain small businesses?
Some actions the county can take. I think one is we can lower our sales tax rate. Right now, we are one of the higher counties in the area with our sales tax, and a sales tax increase was implemented by the commissioners years ago that was supposed to be temporary and no longer, and has been on the books ever since. So I think we could lower our sales tax by 0.5%. That make us more competitive with other counties, thus making it more successful for smaller businesses and even larger businesses to move into our county and sell their wares and services here. Yeah.
Richard?
Richard, local employers continue to face workforce shortages. How will you collaborate with schools, career centers, and regional partners to strengthen the local talent pipeline?
Well, as one of those local employers, I've employed, up until December, I've employed over 100 people, pretty consistency for the last 20 years. It's all through education, right? Education and attraction. If you have programs where people can get treated well, get fair earnings and that kind of thing, you'll be able to retain employment. As far as trade schools, we have a very good trade school in Vanguard here that we're actually at, and we've used that as a source for our stuff, and we still use it as a source for some of our things. So we just need to integrate that stuff with those. We do an internship program with Tara that works with us to develop some of their kids in the music program and the video program. There's a lot of tools out there. We just need to maybe have some meetings with the local employers to let them know what's available. Thank you.
Tim?
Tim, a lack of available and affordable housing is impacting workforce growth. What role should the county play in encouraging housing development?
Now, when you're talking about housing development, are you talking about building new housing for HUD?
Affordable housing in general.
Well, affordable housing, well, actually, I think property taxes should be addressed initially. We really don't need those. I've sat down and done the math. Building property, or building, I think it would be great, except one thing is gonna be the stopper. And that is the officials are wanting to implement immediate, well, I don't know about immediate, but they're wanting to find these people that are delinquent in their taxes, their property taxes, and take that property over. Now, how's that gonna help the housing crisis? And that's it.
All right, gentlemen, you'll have 1 minute for any closing remarks. Kurt?
Not only will I bring the office of commissioner back to the people through the ways that I mentioned earlier, I will be a commissioner of the people. I said before that I'm currently a CDL truck driver, but if elected, I will leave that driver position behind and make the office of a commissioner my full-time job, because it certainly pays well enough to be a full-time job. I won't have other major commitments to distract me from my duties, and I can ensure this office will be my #1 priority. Far too many elected officials make their office a secondary or even tertiary concern. I guarantee I will not be like those elected officials. I'm excited to step into the world of local government as a fresh face who isn't numb to the ongoing issues facing this county. Every concern, every problem, every complaint will make me take notice and will not be ignored. And we will revel together in the successes, achievements, and improvements to our beautiful little corner of the state. Thank you for your time, and everyone have a wonderful night.
Richard?
Yeah, just real quick, just a couple of things on sales tax. We're actually average in sales tax. We're 7.25. The county state average is 7.3. So we're in line there. Just for a little fact check, the 1/4 of that goes to fund our EMS also. So it's kind of an important thing. As far as housing goes, if we did a countywide CRA, that would help with some housing, and also the current land bank situation, opposed to tearing houses down and using that money for demolition work. We could use that money to encourage remodelers, rebuilders to rebuild these current homes, get them live-in ready quickly, regenerating income, regenerating things that are necessary to fill that void of the 1,000 homes that are shorted in Sandusky County. Those two things those are things that are already on the radar and well in planned, and I have a business background that stems from the time I was 19 years old, so nearly 30 years of business. I look forward to being able to work for you, work smart with your money, and build Sandusky County. Thank you.
Tim?
Each and every candidate here, we're all seeking a position, but the thing about this is, this isn't about us. The real person that is important is the people. So getting to know the candidate is one of the most important things. This is not a popularity contest, because you people here are supposed to be the popular ones. One thing that I do want to address is with what Eric Watson said. Eric Watson said it's going to take all of us, and this is exactly why unity in the community is very important. Gary, you made mention if anybody has another plan about property taxes, you would like to know. I do have a plan. I've addressed this with several other financial professionals. The thing about it is, we live in an instant world, Everybody's gonna want instant gratification on this. It is gonna take a lot of time. And once I'm elected, I am gonna share this.
Sign.
I am gonna share this with a lot of other people on the state level. Thank you.
And I thank you guys for attending tonight, and that concludes all of our candidates that we have present this evening for all the races. We appreciate everyone's attendance. Thanks again to the Chamber Legislative Committee for putting this on, and enjoy your evening.